For years, our media has used any excuse to trash Western societies as racist and cruel. The truth simply doesn't matter. Here, for instance, children are taught that racist white officials stole generations of Aboriginal children from loving homes, up to 100,000 of them. In fact, our courts have not found a single such case. Now, if you think that's impossible, then surely the media wouldn't tell such stories without hard evidence. Let me now tell you of an astonishing bit of fake news that's now been exposed. We touched on this a little last year. It's gone boom now. Last year, the ABC reported shocking claims. The remains of 215 children had been found at the Kamloops Indian Residential School in Canada and were now being identified. Indigenous children allegedly dumped in unmarked graves at a Catholic school, stolen children that some activists claimed were murdered. Children that our taxpayer-funded conversation website claimed had died a political death and been disappeared. Well, in Canada, those claims proved explosive. Protesters burned down a number of churches, not just Catholic ones, and tore down statues of Queen Victoria and even of Queen Elizabeth, who some activists falsely claimed had visited the school and could be behind these horrible crimes.
The Queen came visited for about 3 days, 2-3 days. I don't know how long it was. I think it was about 3 days actually, and a lot of children went missing there.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, that woke flake, didn't question a word of this story. He said it actually showed a dark and shameful chapter in Canadian history, told the Catholic Church to step up and ordered national flags to be flown at half-mast. He even seemed to excuse the church burning.
It is unacceptable and wrong that acts of vandalism and arson are being seen across the country, including against Catholic churches. One of my reflections is I understand the anger that's out there against the federal government, against institutions like the Catholic Church. It is real and it is fully understandable.
The Vancouver Art Gallery, meanwhile, laid out 215 pairs of children's shoes as a memorial. Police, protesters, even school children wore and tied orange ribbons in honour of the supposed dead. And I say supposed because not a single one of those 215 bodies has actually been found. Not one! You see, this whole story started when an activist anthropology lecturer announced that she'd used ground-penetrating radar to find evidence of a mass grave at this former school, but the results weren't certain. She said the bodies need to be dug up. The media didn't wait, of course, though, to treat speculation as fact, but now it seems the so-called bodies detected by this activist are just radar findings of tree roots and other soil disturbances. Now, it's true that some of the students who attended this school died, almost all from TB or influenza. 17 died at the hospital there, 8 on their own reservations during the holidays, and there's 23 we don't know about. But they died in Indian territory. It's hardly likely that wicked nuns killed them and hid them and no one knew. In fact, you can find a number of prominent Canadian Indians praising this school, including the first female chief in Canada's Northwest Territories, who said the years there were the best of her life. So now what? Do the statues go back up? Does the Prime Minister apologise for promoting what may in fact be a hoax and a smear of the Catholic Church? And does the ABC at least correct the record and admit that this story of Catholic horror was as dodgy as its smears of Cardinal George Pell? As if.